So in this part of video, I'm going to discuss how to avoid the replica set rollbacks and the data loss in MongoDB. As we showed before in previous videos, there will be potential data loss during the network partition and the partition healing. Since all the write after the partition were lost when they try to merge the old primary back to the replica set. Because the default setting for the write concern in MongoDB is write equals to 1, means that only need the primary member to acknowledge the write before returning the write concern acknowledgement to the client. So here is the case, and if there is a network partition, they write successfully to the primary. So they will get, the client will have the acknowledgement saying this write is successful. However, since the primary cannot communicate with the secondaries, so all those data will eventually lost after the recovery. So that's why it's important to set the write concern settings to some appropriate values. For example, to the majority. If we have 3 nodes in our case, the majority is 2. So that means a successful write acknowledgement require 2 nodes to acknowledge this write, not just the primary node. So let's start our experiment by connecting to the replica set. So, and now we're using different script to do the write. So in this script, we'll specify the write concern with the majority and also the write timeout 5 seconds. So that means the unsuccessful write won't block the whole for loop. They will just wait for 5 seconds and just move to the next write. And during this write, I'm going to trigger the network partition and say how many write are successfully write to the primary node. It will take a while since each unsuccessful write will take 5 minutes. Okay, we received the error message since right now the primary node cannot communicate with the other 2s. Okay, we need to log out from the current Mongo shell and relog in to the primary. It'll take a while. Or we'll just try here. Okay, now this old primary step down to the secondary. However, we could do the stale rate from it. And let's see how many documents are in the old primary. So only 1,000 something. So they only finish this much. And let's log to the replica set. And now these 2 secondaries will elect a new primary. And So resume the functionalities of the replica set, and let's still rate how many we have. So in old primary we have 1218, and in the current current replica set we have 1216. So we only have 2 data loss. And if we trigger second and so the trigger the resolve of the partition, and we log in to the replica set. And now this old primary rejoin the replica set, and we're able to read directly from the current replica set and see how many data loss during the network recovery. And still the 1216, which is equivalent to what we had before. So that means with the right concern equals to the majority, we only have 2 data loss during the network partition. So these settings is very important if you really don't want any data loss, or you want the client get noticed for the unsuccessful write. So just set the write concern with the proper values. Majority may be a good choice, or other number of the instance you want to get the acknowledgement for its write. So the more members acknowledge a write, apparently the less likely the written data could roll back if the primary fails. However, if you specify very high write concerns, can increase the high latencies, since each write will wait all the members to acknowledge this write. So here is a trade-off for the developers to think of which write concern values need to choose.